Illuminati, Stefan Portia here. Welcome back to Stefan TV1. Strawberry Shortcake. Wait, not chocolate? No, strawberry. A character who needs no introductions, but I'm going to introduce her anyway for those who don't know who she is.
Wait, none of you know?
Strawberry Shortcake is a franchise started in the 1980s by American Greetings. The series stars a girl, Strawberry Shortcake, and all her cute adventures with her friends. This franchise has been around for years and has different renditions of Strawberry Shortcake each generation. But one thing that doesn't change is the naming. Every character in Strawberry Shortcake is named after a fruit, dessert, or flower. You have characters like Orange Blossom, Angel Cake, Huckleberry Pie, Apple Dumpling, Raspberry Tart, Sour Grapes. Every character is named after something. And the thing that's interesting is there's so much potential to make new characters with new names of different snacks and fruits and stuff. In the 2003 generation of Strawberry Shortcake, they added a pony character they called Honey, and in the latest rendition, they even gave her a mom called Strawberry Cobbler. Iconic. Absolute peak naming. And the other day, me and a friend was watching Strawberry Shortcake and wondered what characters did they not create? And we thought, do they have a character based off of Red Velvet Cake? Or do they have a character based off of Pink Lemonade? And we looked and there was no characters with those names. And for some reason, knowing there's no character named Pink Lemonade in the Strawberry Shortcake franchise triggered something in me. 'Cause Pink Lemonade has so much character potential. And since I draw cartoons and shit, I took it upon myself to design a Strawberry Shortcake character called Pink Lemonade. And I hope you enjoyed the process! Okay, so before I actually started drawing, I had to get my references. And obviously I went with
the titular bitchular
as my reference for like the body and overall aesthetic. But I also got a reference of a glass of pink lemonade. And pink lemonade is usually pink because of two reasons. Either one, they're using dyes and food colorings, or two, they mixed it with like another fruit to give it that pink color, such as strawberries, raspberries, or cherries. I went with cherry, so my pink lemonade is a cherry lemonade. It's sweet and tangy, but very refreshing. And then I got to work. Now, I like to try and replicate an art style to the best of my ability, but Strawberry Shortcake from like the original 80s is not an easy style to replicate. Because the original postcards and, greeting cards were kind of like very detailed, as well as like they actually look more like dolls. You see like stitches across their hands and their face and legs. But I went with something a kind of mix of the original postcards and, greeting cards and the 80s original animated specials, where it's detailed enough, but not overly detailed that I lose my mind. So it's like simple enough to be animated, but detailed enough to kind of fall in the whole look of the card things. And I tried to make sure to include a lot of cherries and lemons into the design. So I gave her like a little lemon slice in her hat, as well as a cherry as like the little button on the top, kind of like what Strawberry has with hers. And I didn't give her fingers because apparently they don't have fingers in the original cards design. And I thought the overall design came out cute, though I did have a bit of a struggle with certain things like legs and shoes. I originally wanted to give her like yellow Mary Janes, but couldn't for the life of me figure out how to do that since I designed her shoes a certain way. Now, what really got me was trying to get the right pen to make it look like the original 80s cards, because her pen back then was kind of like, I don't know, it was like a mixture of like actual pens or like paints and stuff, and it's not easy to replicate digitally. Probably is, I'm just not good at it. But I did what I could, and I think it came out pretty okay. I had to actually download a new like 80s pen pack just to get it to look right. But I was having a pretty decent time with it. Though I had to do a little trick to make it actually look like the 80s, kind of like soft, but also like, thin enough, if that makes sense. But painting her was a pain. Because the original looks clearly like a painted piece, like watercolors. And painting on Clip Studio Paint is hard because the painting on Clip Studio is very sheer. So I had to really try to repaint over and over just so it becomes like opaque enough, but it still looked like paint on a canvas. Because the paint tools on Clip Studio have that sort of, oh, we're gonna add like a little paint texture to it, like you painted this on a canvas. So I had to try and like get the canvas look off because it looked kind of ugly. So I had to like blur all the paints. So I used like a Gaussian blur, or Gaussian, or however it's pronounced, and blurred all the paint layers. So that way it looks smoother. And when I added like the shading and lighting, I blurred those too, so it looks like I actually like painted it with more watercolors and it just blends in more smoothly. And you know, I added little things like rosy cheeks and the nose, because their noses and cheeks are always rosy. And you know, I added little details like the freckles, because it's really cute. I could not for the life of me draw a pattern of strawberries or the dots all the time, because that is time consuming. And I was not gonna lose my mind for this. I mean, I tried at first with the little socks. I was trying to do like cherries and half like a lemon slice, but I just sort of went against it and said, I'm gonna download another pen tool to give me lemons or lemon slices and cherries, because I was not against cheating.
I'm a cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater.
I was trying to make this simple for myself, and I obviously gave her a jug of pink lemonade. I mean, how else is she going to be pink lemonade if she don't have it? And overall, I think she came out pretty well. I think she came out cute, and over a white background, she looks really, really good. The thing is, the paint colors is still very sheer, so if I did not have the white background, she would kind of be a little see-through, just a smidge. So she is much more like easier to see with the white background. And if I put any other color background behind her, she looks a little different in her coloring. Also, just in case anyone didn't understand, I use the coloring background to help with light colors against those colored lines, you know? It helps me see a bit better, if that makes sense. So say you're drawing a character who's like very, very pastel yellow. You can't see if you're missing any parts of the coloring over a white background canvas. So I usually use a darker color to see if I'm missing any spots that need to be, you know, filled in, or if it's not completely to the line art, so I have to fix that up, or if it's overlapping the line art, I'll clean it up. It helps to have a darker color background when dealing with light pastel colors. At least it helps me, but everyone does it differently. This just helps me in my method. And there you go, Pink Lemonade. I think she's cute, I think she's adorable, and I really, really wish she was an actual character in Strawberry Shortcake. Isn't she adorable? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And there's still so many potential for new characters because there's so many desserts and fruits and flowers that haven't been touched yet. So I'm making a challenge to all of you. That's right, all of you. You hear me? Listen, and listen good. Create a Strawberry Shortcake original character based on a snack, flower, or fruit that haven't been created yet. That's my challenge to you. Post it online. Tag me once you do. And when you do,
we'll all bring back a Strawberry Shortcake rising of potential fruits and character names.
Sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. But anyways. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Don't forget to support me on Patreon and create those Strawberry Shortcake characters. And I'll see you guys next time. Adiosins.